I think they're both clashing at the moment.
Get out of my house. Go. Get the out like you want to be a traitor. Go.
A traitor? What is Nicole talking about? She's been bottling up so much anger towards Mahmoud that tonight's the night she just can't hold it in anymore. She's snapped. But where did this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde side of her come from? Because her behaviour is becoming quite erratic.
Put this away. Where are you
I'm
gonna
not
go?
going to stay 1 second here.
Please don't do this. Look, this is too much.
No, it's not too much.
Dude,
Shut up, Mahmoud.
Stop.
Shut, please let me go.
Please stop.
How did this escalate to the point where Mahmoud is being physically restrained and stopped from leaving? Well, before we get into all of this insanity, let's rewind to the start. So, the last we saw the pair, they were in the middle of a particularly nasty fight. In front of her friends, Nicole began to verbally abuse Mahmoud. Now, so far, he's just taken it. He hasn't really responded. And when we join them in this episode, one of Nicole's friends heads to the bedroom to talk to Mahmoud.
Mahmoud? Hey. It sounds pretty rough.
Julian's come to Mahmoud's aid. He's come to talk to Mahmoud about what's going on, and I'm not exactly sure that that's what Mahmoud wants right now. To talk about his marital issues to someone who, essentially 5 minutes ago, was a complete stranger, a male friend of his wife. But at least Julian is trying.
I think just try to be patient.
I'm just have only 2 days here.
Right.
When she treat me like that around her friend,
Yeah.
is this okay?
No is the answer to that. No, her behaviour is not okay. So what caused it? Why did she blow up the way that she did? Well, she seemed to get very triggered by the fact that Mahmoud didn't want to air his dirty laundry to her friends within the first minutes of meeting them. She called him a liar, a hateful little because he tried to pretend that things were okay in front of company. But the truth is, Nicole has given Mahmoud absolutely zero grace or adjustment time to life in LA. It's as if she's expected him to adjust and change his ways from the second he stepped foot on American soil. But was that ever realistic?
I'm not here for like months or like years. I'm only 2 days. I don't have anybody except here in this country. And she just like embarrassed me.
Now, Mahmoud goes on to say that he was shocked when Nicole brought out alcohol to serve to her guests. He says he had no idea that Nicole even kept alcohol in her home. He says it's a huge disrespect to his culture, his religion, her religion. And I can't help but feel that Nicole and her friends were deliberately trying to test Mahmoud's boundaries with that one.
Mahmoud, I'm sorry if you would not mind.
It's okay. You
I'm
can
sorry,
do whatever
yeah.
you want.
They were trying to push his buttons to get a reaction from him. But the very fact that they did that, coupled with Nicole's behaviour since he's been in the States, her aggression and her passive aggression, are making Mahmoud feel very unwelcome in his new home.
I don't understand why she doing that. She don't like I'm here. I don't know why she act like that.
Yeah, it's odd, but it does kind of fit in with this new Nicole that we've seen this season. She says that she's excited to have Mahmoud in the States, and yet she's showing no grace. She's determined to throw him into the deep end, to push him immediately way beyond his comfort zone. And if he doesn't like it, she has no sympathy for him. He better learn to live with it, or he should sling his hook, is her attitude. But Nicole, it's only been 2 days. Like, she must have known exactly how he was going to react when she pulled out that vodka, that tequila from her freezer. She's got no right to act offended that he's not having fun. Like, what was she expecting? She knew he wasn't going to like it. She knew that she was going against the rules of his religion. And that's what Mahmoud can't understand. He begins to open up to Julian. He starts to tell him about the fight that he and Nicole had that morning. The fight that actually started all of this drama.
Things were going better until I walked out wearing a dress that showed part of my back. He accused me of being immodest, and now he's refusing to talk to me.
This is how my religion asked me to how my wife have to dress.
You came to America, right? What did you expect?
We talked before I come, and she said you have to be anti-metal because America is different.
Yeah, Julian's absolutely right. What did Mahmoud expect? If Nicole wasn't going to wear a hijab in Egypt, of all places, then she's certainly not going to be wearing one in LA, is she? By any standard, her dress was modest. It covered her arms, her chest, her legs. It was only a tiny sliver of her back that was showing. So it does feel like Nicole is trying to meet Mahmoud halfway when it comes to her clothing, at least.
She's more conservative than most women in LA. The more you go around and see how ridiculous some females dress here, you will see that she's actually does respect you.
The thing is, when it comes to clothing, Mahmoud isn't budging an inch. He says to Julian that everyone else can do whatever they want, but his wife, the woman that he'll be spending the rest of his life with, has to follow his rules. And therein lies the massive problem in their relationship. Nicole doesn't want to follow his rules.
When she chose me as a Muslim person, and she knows that. We have 4 years together, and she knows who I am.
They're two different people.
Now, do I think that Mahmoud's right? No, absolutely not. But out of the two of them, Mahmoud has at least been absolutely clear about what he wants and expects from his partner since day one. It's Nicole who agreed, then flip-flopped, and now has outright changed her mind and just expects her husband to be cool with it. It's almost as if, to Nicole, Mahmoud's religion is a choice. She hopes that he can pick and choose or maybe bend the rules a little as to which elements she follows. But that's just not an option for Mahmoud. His religion is part of who he is. It's not a choice. There is no flexibility for him.
The problem is, she don't accept who I am. This is the
I
problem.
think she does.
No.
Well,
today
yeah.
I find is not.
Okay, but couldn't we turn that around and ask Mahmoud exactly the same thing? Does he accept Nicole for who she is? Does he accept that to Nicole, fashion and freedom of expression is an intrinsic part of her identity? Because all we've seen from Mahmoud is he's started to accept her wearing shorter sleeves, but that's where he draws the line. He's called it a day at that. But has he really ever tried to understand just how much he's asking from her?
After the way she acted with me today, and after she not respect me around her friend, I don't sure me and Nicole is going to be together anymore or not.
One thing's for sure. Mahmoud needs to stop using divorce as a threat. It's obviously driving Nicole crazy. If he wants to leave her, he should. But he can't keep using divorce, hovering that threat over her head anytime she does something he doesn't like. And as Mahmoud and Julian head inside, there's one more piece of advice that Julian wants to give him.
It's better to work out your marriage than it is to divorce. Divorce isn't a good thing too for your religion, right?
No.
Julian heads out to the kitchen to rejoin the women, and he tells Nicole that he had a good chat with Mahmoud. He really encourages her to give Mahmoud a bit more time to adjust to America, and he urges her to talk to him. But Nicole is clearly still fuming from what happened.
I'm still angry because 2 hours ago, Mahmoud was saying that he wanted a divorce over a dress. And then in front of my friends, he lied about that.
I don't get what Nicole wanted at that moment. What was she hoping for? Did she just expect to bring her friends around with no pre-warning and for Mahmoud just to be like, "Hi guys, you won't believe what me and my wife were fighting about earlier"? of course that was never gonna happen. She's being ridiculous. In fact, she's acting so bizarre that it's starting to feel like she may have had one too many drinks at dinner, especially when she goes to try and talk to Mahmoud.
Get the out like you want to be a traitor.
As Julian's being interviewed by the camera crew, Nicole pops off again in the background. She slams shut their bedroom door and yells to Mahmoud to get out of her house. She calls him a traitor, and from the sounds of things, it sounds like she's throwing things around in their bedroom.
Get the out like you want to be a traitor. Go.
Can you just imagine for a second if the roles were reversed? Can you imagine if Mahmoud treated her like this in Egypt? That wouldn't be okay, in the same way that I don't think this is okay either.
Just go. Get out of here.
Just shut up. I will take
Go.
my stuff because I don't want to hear your voice anymore.
This aggression is a new side of Nicole's personality. It's a trait that she seems to have saved for America. She's kicking her husband out of her apartment on day 2 in the States, knowing full well that he has nowhere to go, he has no one to call. It's almost as if she's going out of her way to prove to him that she's the one with all the power here.
When Mahmoud starts looking at the suitcase, I think that was the moment I lost my mind, because it was just easy to just be like, well, get out of here then. If I can't communicate with you, like, what's the point?
Okay, so at this point, Nicole's anger had her screaming at Mahmoud to get out of her house. How does Mahmoud respond? He takes her threat literally. He fully intends to leave her apartment. He begins packing his bag. Only when Nicole sees this, when she sees that he's not bluffing, he intends to leave, she loses her temper again. She begins pointing her finger, demanding that Mahmoud stops.
Shut up, stop.
Don't make it a story now. Like, don't make it like
Stop.
you didn't say that.
Of course I said that, but do I mean it? No, stop. You need to calm down.
She's lost control of the situation and she begins spiraling when Mahmoud doesn't do what she says. Nicole's been constantly commanding him, but trying to disguise that by pretending that she's just showing him the ropes. But this time, on this occasion, her behaviour is a little more sinister. She's totally lost control here, and she makes her friend Julian step in and try and stop Mahmoud from leaving.
Julian, come on. Please, help. Please.
Where are you
I'm
gonna
not
go?
going to stay 1 second here.
Please don't do this. Dude,
Shut up, Mahmoud.
stop.
Shut up. Please let me go.
Please stop.
Please let me go.
Mahmoud?
Again, I really don't understand what's going through Nicole's mind here. If she wants Mahmoud not to leave, then maybe yelling "Shut up, Mahmoud" while he's being held back isn't the best idea. Honestly, what on earth is going on here? I can kind of understand that Julian's trying to help out his friends, right? But he also needs to back off. If Mahmoud wants to leave, as seems to be the case, then keeping him there against his will isn't okay. Like, what's she gonna do next? Take away his passport?
No.
Okay, you can take it. Don't even take it. Please, like, I
Take
just
a walk.
need to go
Alright, that's
away
fine.
from...
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Take a walk, but don't
Okay.
take a step.
No. Mahmoud.
Julian's physically restraining Mahmoud. Now, he does give him permission to go on a walk, as if somehow he has the authority to do that, as if he has some say in the matter. It's all getting very messy. They're treating Mahmoud like he's a dog or something. Now, look at Nicole's face here. Look how rosy-cheeked and red she is. It really makes me wonder if she's drunk. It makes me wonder if drinking may have exacerbated this situation.
Just stop. Just sit down. Sit down on the stairs, please. Mahmoud, where are you gonna go?
Well, that really escalated fast, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels like we're missing a vital piece of this puzzle. What's really going on? Why is Nicole acting so out of control with Mahmoud? Has she been drinking, or has something else happened behind the scenes that we're not aware of? One thing's for sure, if this is day 2, I hate to think what day 42 will be like.